you want to win, you have to act like a winner. Winning isn't just about having the right skills, it's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. And doing the work that others are too afraid to do. It's about pushing yourself to go further, even when every part of you is telling you to stop. Winners don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it with their actions. And the best part? You don't need to wait for some big shift to start making it happen. Right now, in this moment, you can choose to be the person who forces themselves to take action. But it takes more than just good intentions. It takes commitment, consistency, and an iron will. If you're ready to start acting like a winner and take your life to the next level, stay with me. This isn't about easy tricks or shortcuts. It's about the real, gritty work that leads to success. Let's dive into how you can force yourself like a winner does and transform your reality, one step at a time. Stay with me and find out how you can make this your new way of life. Number 1, winners don't wait for motivation. They create it. They don't sit around hoping for that magical feeling to show up. Winners create motivation. They get up, they move, they take action even when they don't feel like it. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck. The winners understand something that most people don't. Action comes first. Motivation comes later. If you wait to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait for the right mood or the perfect circumstances, you'll lose days, weeks, months, maybe even years of your life. Winners don't allow that. They force themselves forward. They push through the discomfort, through the laziness, through the fear, because they know that taking action is the only way to create progress. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow or I'll do it when I feel more motivated? How many times have you let another day pass just because you didn't feel like it? And how did that work out? Did waiting make you feel more motivated, or did it just make it harder to start? That's the trap most people fall into. They wait for motivation, but motivation doesn't show up until after they take action. Winners know this. That's why they don't wait. They start. They move. They do the thing that needs to be done, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels difficult, even when it feels impossible. And here's the truth. Most people don't want to face. If you keep waiting to feel like it, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Because life isn't about waiting for the right mood, it's about creating it. It's about deciding, I'm going to do this today, no matter how I feel. That's what separates the winners from everyone else. Winners understand that motivation is a result of action, not the cause of it. You don't need to feel good to start. You need to start, and then you'll feel good. You don't need to be inspired to take action. You take action, and that's what creates inspiration. You don't need to be in the mood to work hard. You work hard, and that's what builds momentum. Have you ever noticed how the hardest part of anything is just starting? The first step always feels heavy. It feels uncomfortable. You tell yourself, I'm tired, or I'm not ready, or maybe later. But have you also noticed that once you start, it gets easier? Once you get moving, the energy starts to flow. The motivation kicks in. The resistance fades, and by the end you feel incredible. That's the power of action. Action builds momentum. Action creates energy. And that's why winners don't wait. They act. They know that motivation is not a feeling. It's a result. It's the reward for pushing through, not the reason to begin. But most people live their lives in reverse. They wait to feel motivated. They wait to feel inspired. They wait to feel ready. And they keep waiting. Day after day, month after month, year after year. Winners don't live like that. They understand that life rewards those who take action, not those who wait. Winners know that progress doesn't happen when you feel like it. Progress happens when you decide to make it happen. And that's what creates the mindset of a champion. That's what builds the discipline that lasts a lifetime. It's about doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it. It's about choosing to move forward even when every part of you wants to stay still. It's about saying, I'm doing this because I said I would, not because you feel inspired. And here's the best part. Once you start doing that, once you start forcing yourself to take action, it gets easier. Your mind starts to shift. Your habits begin to change. You stop needing motivation to start, and you start craving the action itself. You start to realize that pushing yourself feels better than sitting still. You begin to understand that growth comes from action, not comfort. That's when you truly become unstoppable. And this is where most people fall short. They think winners have some special ability. They think winners wake up every day, feeling motivated and inspired. But that's not true. Winners wake up tired. Winners wake up unmotivated. Winners wake up just like everyone else. The difference is, they don't let their feelings control their actions. They control their feelings by controlling their actions. They choose to act first, and they let motivation catch up later. They don't let their emotions decide their future. They let their decisions shape their future. That's how winners think. That's how winners live. And you can choose that life too. You can decide right now that you're done waiting. You're done waiting for the right time, the right mood, the right feeling. You're done letting your emotions dictate your actions. You're ready to take control. You're ready to force yourself to move, even when it feels uncomfortable. You're ready to choose discipline over comfort, progress over excuses, action over delay. Because the truth is, you already have everything you need. You already have the strength inside you. You already have the power. You just need to use it. And here's the thing. When you start forcing yourself to take action, you're going to feel uncomfortable. That's normal. That's how growth feels. But every time you push through that discomfort, you're building strength. You're building discipline. You're proving to yourself that you are in control. And the more you do it, the stronger you get, the easier it becomes, the more natural it feels. Until one day, it's not even a struggle anymore. It's just who you are. A winner, someone who acts first and lets motivation follow. Someone who doesn't wait for life to happen, but makes life happen. Someone who doesn't let excuses get in the way. Someone who doesn't let fear, or laziness, or self-doubt hold them back. Someone who takes action, every single day, no matter how they feel. That's the mindset that will change your life. That's the mindset that will separate you from the crowd. That's the mindset that will take you to the next level. And it all starts with one choice, one decision, one moment where you say, I'm done waiting. I'm done hesitating. I'm done looking for motivation. I'm going to create it. I'm going to build it. I'm going to force it into existence through my actions. So stop waiting. Stop looking for a sign. Stop hoping for the right mood. The sign is already here. The moment is now. The decision is yours. Get up, move, take action. Do it today. Do it now. And watch how fast your life changes. Because winners don't wait. Winners act. Winners don't hope. Winners create. And today you choose which one you'll be.
Number 2. Why winners succeed even when they don't feel like it. Success isn't about feeling ready. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Winners know this better than anyone. They understand that their feelings don't control their actions. Their actions control their future. That's why they show up on the days when it's hardest. That's why they put in the effort, even when motivation is nowhere to be found, because they know that success is built in those moments of discomfort. The moments when most people quit, the moments when giving up seems easier than pushing forward. That's where winners are made. Not when it's easy, but when it's tough. When it hurts, when it feels impossible. That's when champions rise. It's easy to show up when you feel good. It's easy to do the work when you're inspired, but how you act when you don't feel like it. That's what defines you. That's where the real growth happens. The hard truth is, most people wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect energy, and they keep waiting, day after day, hoping that some magical force will push them into action. But winners don't wait. Winners understand that motivation is unreliable. It's like the wind. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. And you can't build a successful life based on something that comes and goes. So what do winners do? They take action regardless. They move even when it's uncomfortable. They train themselves to act in spite of how they feel, because they know that discipline is stronger than motivation. Discipline is consistent. Discipline shows up every day, whether you feel like it or not. Now here's what most people miss.
Winners succeed not because they feel like it, but because they've learned to separate feelings from action. They understand that feelings are temporary. Feelings change. One moment you feel excited, the next moment you don't. If you let that decide your actions, you'll never be consistent. You'll never reach your potential. Winners don't let their emotions rule their behavior. They let their decisions shape their actions. They commit to the process. They say, no matter how I feel, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do the work, I'm going to move forward. That's what creates success. Not waiting for the right emotion, but deciding to act regardless of the emotion. Think about the last time you didn't feel like doing something important. Maybe it was going to the gym. Maybe it was working on your business. Maybe it was tackling that difficult task you kept avoiding. You probably told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired today. I don't feel motivated right now. And what happened? Did tomorrow ever come? Did waiting make it easier? Probably not. Because the truth is, waiting doesn't change how you feel. It just makes it harder to start. The longer you wait, the heavier the task feels. The more you hesitate, the bigger the obstacle becomes. But winners don't fall into that trap. They don't give their feelings that kind of power. They choose to act in spite of how they feel. They choose to do the work, even when it feels heavy, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels impossible. Because they know that action is the key. Action is the thing that breaks the cycle. Action is the thing that builds momentum. And here's the thing most people don't understand. The first step is always the hardest. Getting started is where the battle is. But once you take that first step, once you start moving, something incredible happens. The resistance begins to fade. The energy starts to build, and suddenly you're in motion. Suddenly the thing that felt impossible starts to feel doable. The weight starts to lift, the task becomes easier. That's the power of action. It creates momentum. It creates energy. It creates motivation. Not the other way around. You don't wait to feel motivated to act. You act first, and motivation follows. Winners know this. That's why they act first. That's why they force themselves to move, even when it feels uncomfortable. Because they know that the only way to break through is to start moving. Now you might be thinking, but it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. And you're right, it is hard. It is uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. But that's exactly why it matters. Growth doesn't happen when it's easy. Growth happens when it's hard. Growth happens when you push through the discomfort. When you challenge yourself. When you do the thing you don't feel like doing. That's where progress is made. That's where strength is built. That's where winners are born. Not in the comfort zone, but in the struggle. In the grind. In the moments when it feels like quitting would be easier. That's where success is forged. Winners understand that comfort is a trap. Comfort keeps you stuck. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you from reaching your potential. That's why winners choose discomfort. They choose challenge. They choose to do the hard things. Not because it's easy. Not because it feels good. But because they know it's the only way to grow. It's the only way to win. It's the only way to succeed. And here's the beautiful thing. When you start pushing through the discomfort, it gets easier. You build strength. You build resilience. You build discipline. You become the kind of person who doesn't quit, who doesn't back down, who doesn't let feelings control their actions. You become the kind of person who acts, no matter what, and that's when you become unstoppable. So ask yourself, are you waiting to feel like it? Are you waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect energy? Because if you are, you'll be waiting forever. But if you choose to act, if you choose to move, if you choose to do the work, even when it feels uncomfortable, you'll start to build momentum. You'll start to build strength. You'll start to become the winner you were meant to be. Not because it's easy, but because you decided to show up anyway. You decided to push through anyway. You decided to act, no matter how you felt. That's what separates winners from everyone else. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not some secret skill. It's the ability to act, in spite of how you feel. It's the discipline to move forward. When it's hard, it's the courage to show up. When every part of you wants to quit. That's what makes the difference. That's what creates success. And that's the decision you have to make. Right now, today, are you going to wait? Are you going to act? Are you going to let your feelings control your future? Are you going to take control? Because the power is in your hands. The choice is yours. You don't have to feel like it to succeed. You just have to do it. You just have to take action. You just have to move forward. One step at a time. And if you do that, if you keep showing up, if you keep pushing through, you'll build the life you want. You'll build the success you dream of. You'll become the winner you were meant to be. Not because it was easy, not because you felt like it every day, but because you choose to act. Even when it was hard, because you choose discipline over comfort, because you choose to be a winner every single day. And that is how success is made.
Number 3. How to train yourself to do what others won't. Winners do what others won't. That's the truth. That's the edge that separates success from mediocrity. It's not about talent or luck. It's about doing the hard work, the uncomfortable work, the work that most people run from. Winners don't look for shortcuts. They don't avoid the struggle. They lean into it. They train themselves to do what the average person won't. And that's why they succeed. That's why they rise above. That's why they stand out. Because while others are waiting for the perfect time, waiting to feel ready, waiting for motivation, winners are already putting in the work. They're already grinding. They're already moving forward, and that's the difference. Success is not for the ones who only act when it's convenient. It's for the ones who show up when it's hard. The ones who push through the days when it feels impossible. The ones who train themselves to do what others avoid. That's the kind of mindset that builds champions. That's the kind of discipline that creates results. Most people avoid discomfort. They avoid pain. They avoid doing the things that challenge them, and that's why they stay stuck. That's why they stay average. But winners run toward the challenge. They embrace the discomfort. They know that growth lives on the other side of struggle. They know that success is earned, not given. And it's earned in the moments when you push beyond what feels easy. It's easy to be average. It's easy to quit. It's easy to do what everyone else is doing. But it's hard to train yourself to do what others won't. It's hard to wake up early when everyone else is sleeping. It's hard to stay disciplined when others are making excuses. It's hard to keep pushing when it feels like the whole world is pulling you back. But that's where winners are made. In the hard decisions, in the tough choices, in the moments when it feels easier to quit, but you keep going anyway. That's the winner's edge. That's what separates the best from the rest. If you want to win, you have to start training yourself to do the uncomfortable things. You have to train yourself to push beyond the limits that most people set for themselves. You have to become the kind of person who doesn't avoid challenge, but seeks it out, because every time you do something hard, you build strength. Every time you push through discomfort, you build resilience. Every time you choose discipline over ease, you build the foundation for success. Winners understand this. They understand that it's not about feeling like it, it's about choosing it. It's about deciding that you're going to act, no matter how you feel. You can't wait for motivation. You can't wait for the perfect mood. You can't wait for the stars to align. If you do, you'll be waiting forever. Winners don't wait. They act. They take control. They say, I don't feel like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm tired, but I'm going to show up anyway. It's hard, but I'm going to push through anyway. That's how winners think. That's how winners live. That's how winners succeed. Because they've trained themselves to take action, even when it's uncomfortable. They've trained themselves to keep moving, even when it feels like everything is against them. They've trained themselves to do what others won't, and that's why they win. Think about the habits that most people avoid: waking up early, eating healthy, training the body, training the mind, working when it's uncomfortable, staying disciplined when it's easier to quit. Most people avoid those habits because they're hard, because they take effort, because they require sacrifice. But those are the exact habits that winners embrace. Those are the habits that build champions. Those are the habits that create success. Winners understand that if you do what is easy, your life will be hard, but if you do what is hard,
Your life will be easy because success comes from discipline. It comes from sacrifice. It comes from doing the work that others won't. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're building your future. Every time you push through discomfort, you're creating strength. Every time you do what others won't, you're setting yourself apart, and it's in those daily choices, those daily decisions, that winners are made. Not in the big moments, but in the small ones, the quiet ones, the ones when nobody's watching. That's where success is built. That's where champions are forged. In the discipline of doing what needs to be done, day after day, no matter how you feel. You have to train yourself to be the kind of person who shows up, no matter what, the kind of person who keeps going, even when it's hard, the kind of person who doesn't make excuses, but finds solutions. Because winners aren't born. They're built through discipline, built through consistency, built through doing the work that others won't, and that's a decision you make every single day. A decision to rise, a decision to push, a decision to act, even when it's uncomfortable. You have to want it more than you want comfort. You have to want it more than you want ease. You have to want it more than you want to stay the same. Because comfort won't build your dreams. Ease won't create success. Staying the same won't take you anywhere new. You have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to suffer. You have to be willing to do the work that others won't, and that's how you win. That's how you rise. That's how you build a life that's worth living. Winners understand that the battle is within. It's not about beating someone else. It's about beating your own excuses, beating your own comfort, beating your own limits. It's about pushing yourself to be better than you were yesterday. It's about competing with the person in the mirror and deciding every day that you're not going to settle, that you're not going to quit, that you're going to show up, no matter how hard it gets. And when you live like that, when you train like that, when you think like that, success becomes inevitable. Not because it's easy, but because you've become the kind of person who doesn't quit. You've become the kind of person who doesn't back down. You've become the kind of person who does what others won't. And that's what makes you a winner. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about discipline. It's about sacrifice. It's about doing the work that most people avoid. That's the difference. That's the secret. That's the edge. And it's in your hands. It's in your daily choices. It's in the decisions you make when it's uncomfortable. So ask yourself, are you doing what others won't? Are you pushing beyond your limits? Are you choosing discipline over comfort? Because that's where success is found. That's where winners are made. Don't wait for it to get easier. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation. Train yourself to act. Train yourself to push. Train yourself to do the work that others avoid. And that's how you'll win. That's how you'll win. That's how you'll rise. That's how you'll succeed. By doing what others won't, you'll have what others don't. And that's the winner's mindset. That's the winner's path. That's how you build the life you deserve.
Number 4. The truth about success that no one wants to admit. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work. It doesn't arrive by chance, and it's not handed out as a reward for good intentions. Success is earned through discipline, sacrifice, and doing the hard things that most people avoid. That's the truth about success that no one wants to admit. It's uncomfortable. It demands more from you than you think you have to give. It tests you. It breaks you down and asks, how bad do you really want it? And in that moment, most people back off. They settle. They make excuses. But winners rise. Winners push forward. Winners take that pain, that struggle, and turn it into strength. People love to believe that success is about luck, about being in the right place at the right time. But that's just a story we tell ourselves to feel better about not doing the work. The truth? Success is a choice. It's a decision you make every single day. The decision to show up, the decision to keep going, the decision to push, even when it's hard, the decision to do what needs to be done, even when you're tired, even when you're stressed, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. That's the truth. Success doesn't come to the lucky. It comes to the disciplined, to the ones who are willing to keep showing up, no matter how tough it gets,
And that's where most people fall short. They're looking for shortcuts. They're looking for the easy way. They're waiting for motivation, for inspiration, for the perfect moment to get started. But winners don't wait. Winners don't hope for the easy path. They expect the struggle, and they welcome it. They know that every hard day, every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger. Winners don't fear the grind. They embrace it because they know the grind is what shapes them, builds them, prepares them for success. And they're willing to pay that price day after day because they know the reward is worth it. If you want to win, you have to stop believing in luck and start believing in discipline. Start believing in consistency. Start believing in the power of hard work. That's the truth that no one wants to hear. Success is simple, but it's not easy. It's about doing the work every day, whether you feel like it or not. It's about making the tough choices, about saying no to distractions and yes to discipline, about sacrificing comfort today for success tomorrow. That's what it takes. That's the truth about winning. Most people think winners have some special advantage, some secret formula. But the secret is simple. They just don't quit. They show up, day after day, doing the work that most people avoid. They stay consistent. They stay disciplined. They stay hungry. That's it. That's the secret. Winners aren't special. They're just relentless. They've trained themselves to do what others won't. They've trained themselves to keep moving forward, no matter what. They've learned that success isn't about massive action once in a while. It's about small, consistent actions, repeated every day until they add up to something great. But here's the thing about discipline. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. Discipline is boring. It's doing the same things, day after day, when no one's watching, when no one's cheering, when it feels like nothing is happening. Discipline is choosing the gym over the couch. It's choosing healthy meals over junk food. It's choosing to wake up early when your body wants to sleep in. It's choosing to put in the work, even when it feels like you're not making progress. That's what builds success. That's what builds winners. And it's not easy. If it was, everyone would be doing it. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Because every disciplined choice brings you one step closer to your goals. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It comes to those who create the perfect moment through action. It comes to those who stop waiting and start doing. It comes to those who understand that discipline today means freedom tomorrow. That sacrifice today means success tomorrow. That's discomfort today means strength tomorrow. That's how winners think. They don't avoid the struggle. They don't look for easy ways out. They understand that the struggle is the path. The struggle is where they're forged. The struggle is where they grow. And they lean into it. They choose it. You can't avoid the truth about success. You can't avoid the fact that it's going to be hard. That it's going to take longer than you want. That it's going to demand more from you than you think you have. But if you can accept that, if you can embrace it, you'll win. Because most people aren't willing to. Most people give up when it gets tough. Most people settle when it gets uncomfortable. But winners keep going. Winners find a way. Winners understand that the price of success is high, but the reward is higher. And here's the real truth. You already know what you need to do. You already know the work that needs to be done. You already know the sacrifices you need to make. You know the habits you need to build, the choices you need to make. It's not about knowing. It's about doing. It's about deciding that you're not going to let comfort or fear or doubt control your life anymore. It's about deciding that you're going to take control, that you're going to do the work, that you're going to build the discipline, no matter how tough it gets. That's the decision that separates winners from everyone else. The question is, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort today for success tomorrow? Are you willing to train yourself to do the hard things, the uncomfortable things, the things that most people avoid? Because that's what it takes. That's the truth about success. And it's not easy, but it's worth it. Every ounce of effort, every moment of struggle, every disciplined choice, it's all worth it. Because it's shaping you into the person you were meant to be. It's building your future. It's creating a life that's worth living. And that's the truth no one wants to admit. Success isn't given. It's earned. Through sacrifice. Through discipline. Through doing the hard work that most people won't. That's how you win. That's how you rise. That's how you become the best version of yourself. So don't look for shortcuts. Don't look for easy. Don't wait for motivation. Choose discipline. Choose action. Choose to do the work. Even when it's hard. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because that's how winners are made. That's how success is built. That's the truth. And that's the path.
Number 5. The secret to winning when you feel like quitting. The moments when you feel like quitting are the exact moments that define who you are and who you will become. Winners are not made when everything is going right. Winners are made when everything feels heavy, when the road is rough, and when every fiber of their being screams to give up, but they don't. They push harder. They keep moving. They choose to fight, even when it hurts. That's the secret to winning. It's not about feeling good every day or being motivated all the time. It's about deciding that quitting is not an option, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. The truth is, anyone can keep going when it's easy. Anyone can stay on track when they feel strong and confident. But the real test comes when doubt creeps in, when fear takes hold, and when the temptation to walk away feels overwhelming. That's where the winners separate themselves from the rest. Because they don't let temporary feelings decide their future. They don't let fear or fatigue have the final word. They stand up, they push back, and they keep going. Not because it's easy, but because they know that every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Think about it. The people you admire, the ones who've built something great, they didn't get there by quitting when it got tough. They didn't throw in the towel when they were tired. They didn't surrender when they faced setbacks. They fought through it. They endured the long nights, the hard days, the doubts and the fears. And that's why they succeeded. Because they understood that quitting is easy, but winning is worth the fight. They knew that their greatest breakthroughs would come right after their hardest moments, and they refused to let anything stand in their way. That's the secret to winning when you feel like quitting. It's about developing the mindset that says, I don't quit, no matter what. It's about telling yourself that giving up is not an option, and it's about proving that to yourself every single day. Every time you push past an obstacle, every time you take one more step when you feel like stopping, every time you silence the voice that tells you to give up, you build strength. You build resilience. You become the kind of person who wins, not because it's easy, but because you've learned to be stronger than your excuses. You see, the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. The discomfort of pushing yourself today will fade, but the regret of giving up will stick with you. And that's why winners choose discipline over comfort. They choose to fight through the tough days because they know the price of quitting is far greater than the price of pushing through. They know that the pain of discipline leads to success, but the pain of regret leads to failure, and they refuse to let temporary emotions cost them their future. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about standing up when you've been knocked down. It's about taking that next step when your body and mind are begging you to stop. It's about refusing to let circumstances control your actions. Because winners understand that emotions are temporary, but the results of their actions are permanent. They know that the moments when they choose to keep going, those are the moments that shape their future. Those are the moments that define their legacy. And here's the truth. You're stronger than you think. You have more inside you than you realize. But you'll never discover that strength if you quit. When things get hard, you'll never know what you're capable of if you surrender every time you feel tired or discouraged. Growth happens when you push past your limits. Strength is built when you do the hard thing, even when every part of you wants to quit. That's how winners are made. Not in comfort, but in challenge. Not in ease, but in effort. Not in quitting, but in continuing. And the more you push, the easier it gets. Every time you choose not to quit, you build mental strength. You develop the discipline that makes quitting less of an option the next time. You prove to yourself that you can endure, that you can overcome, that you can win. And with every victory,
No matter how small, you gain confidence. You gain belief in yourself. You learn that you are capable of so much more than you thought, and that belief becomes your fuel. It becomes the foundation you build your success on. Now I know it's not easy. I know it hurts. I know there are days when you feel like giving up would be the simplest thing to do. But let me tell you this, those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that will define your journey. Because anyone can keep going when it's easy. But it's the ones who keep going when it's hard, who achieve greatness. It's the ones who refuse to quit, who build something meaningful. It's the ones who stand strong in the storm, who come out stronger on the other side. So when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember the dreams you had, the goals you set, the promises you made to yourself. Remember the progress you've already made, and how far you've come. And remind yourself that quitting will only take all that away. Remind yourself that every step forward, no matter how painful, brings you closer to the life you want. Remind yourself that success isn't about how you feel in the moment. It's about what you do in spite of how you feel. That's the mindset that winners have. That's the discipline that leads to success. And that's the choice you have to make every day. Because success isn't a one-time decision. It's a decision you make over and over again. Every time you choose to keep going when you feel like quitting, you choose success. Every time you push through the pain, you choose growth. Every time you silence the doubt and take that next step, you choose strength. And the best part, the more you choose strength, the stronger you become. The more you push, the easier it gets to keep pushing. The more you win, the more confident you become. And before you know it, quitting won't even be an option. It won't be part of your vocabulary. Because you'll know that you're stronger than that. You'll know that you're capable of more. You'll know that you can face anything and come out stronger on the other side. And that belief, that's unstoppable. So when you feel like quitting, don't. When you feel like giving up, fight harder. When you feel like walking away, take one more step. Because that's how winners are made. That's how strength is built. That's how success is earned. And that's how you create a life worth living. Not by quitting when it's hard, but by standing tall, pushing forward, and proving to yourself that you have what it takes to win. Every single day.
Number 6. Why winners don't wait for the perfect time. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action, to those who refuse to let excuses stand in their way. The path to greatness is carved by those who show up, day after day, even when they don't feel like it. It's built by those who take control of their minds, who master their emotions, and who don't wait for motivation to strike, but create it through discipline. Because the truth is, if you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. You'll miss opportunities, lose time, and let life pass you by. But when you decide that action is not optional, that pushing forward is the only choice, that's when everything begins to change. People talk about motivation like it's some magical force that will show up and push them into action. But motivation isn't a feeling that shows up to save you. It's a product of doing the hard work. It's born from action. It grows stronger every time you show up, every time you push past resistance, every time you fight through the voice in your head that says, "Not today." You create motivation by moving forward, even when you don't want to, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard. Because that's when real progress happens. That's when you start becoming the person who gets things done, the person who wins. And let's be real, waiting for motivation is just another excuse. It's another way of staying comfortable, of avoiding the hard work, and it's costing you time. It's costing you growth. It's keeping you stuck. Because life doesn't reward those who wait for the perfect moment. It rewards those who create the moment, who decide that today is the day, who get up and take action, even when it's the last thing they feel like doing. That's what separates successful people from everyone else. Not talent, not luck, just the willingness to move, to act, to keep pushing no matter what. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow, I'll wait until I feel motivated"? And how many times did that motivation actually show up? Probably never. Because motivation isn't waiting for you. It doesn't knock on your door and pull you out of bed. You have to chase it. You have to go after it.
You have to show it that you're serious. And the only way to do that is to act. Right now, exactly where you are with exactly what you have. It doesn't matter if you're uncertain. What matters is that you start, that you move, that you refuse to stay stuck. You build momentum by taking action. And once you start moving, you become unstoppable. The first step is the hardest, but once you take it, every step after that gets easier. Because you're proving to yourself that you can do it. You're proving that you're stronger than your excuses, tougher than your doubts. You're proving that you're the kind of person who doesn't wait for life to happen but makes life happen. And that's where real power comes from. Not from sitting back and hoping, but from standing up and doing. And here's the thing about action. It creates clarity. So many people stay stuck because they're overthinking, waiting to figure it all out before they start. But you don't figure things out by standing still. You figure them out by moving, by trying, by failing, by learning. Action is the cure for confusion. It's the solution to doubt. Because when you take action, you get feedback. You learn what works and what doesn't. You grow stronger. You get better. And step by step, you move closer to your goals. But none of that happens if you don't start. It's easy to get trapped in your head, to overthink, to worry about making mistakes. But the real mistake is doing nothing. The real mistake is waiting for the perfect moment, which will never come. You don't need perfection. You need progress. You need movement. You need to stop waiting and start doing. Because even small steps, even tiny actions will move you closer to where you want to be. And over time, those small steps add up to massive change. That's how success is built. Not in giant leaps, but in consistent, relentless action. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to challenge you. It's going to stretch you. But that's a good thing. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Success isn't found in the easy places. It's found on the edge of discomfort. In the moments when you choose to act, even though it's hard. That's where strength is built. That's where character is forged. That's where you become unstoppable. And the more you push through, the more you embrace the discomfort, the easier it becomes. Because discomfort isn't the enemy. It's the price of progress. It's the sign that you're doing something that matters. So don't wait for the feeling to be right. Don't wait until you feel like it. Because that day may never come. Instead, decide that action is who you are. Decide that showing up is your identity. Decide that no matter how you feel, you're going to take the next step, and then do it. Start small if you have to. But start, move. Build momentum. Because once you do, you'll start to feel stronger. You'll start to feel clearer. And that motivation you've been waiting for, it will show up. Not before the action, but because of it. And understand this, every time you choose action over excuses, you're reshaping your mind. You're training yourself to be disciplined, to be resilient, to be the kind of person who does what it takes. You're rewiring your brain for success. And every time you do it, it gets easier. Every time you act despite your feelings, you build the muscle of discipline. You strengthen your resolve. And eventually, taking action becomes automatic. It becomes who you are. And that's the goal, to become the kind of person who doesn't need to be motivated to move, but is driven by discipline, by habit, by a relentless desire to win. That's how you win in life. Not by waiting, but by acting. Not by hoping, but by doing. Not by sitting back, but by stepping up. Every day and every moment, you have a choice. You can choose comfort, or you can choose growth. You can choose excuses, or you can choose action. You can choose to stay the same, or you can choose to become more. And the choice you make today will shape who you become tomorrow. So make the choice, that future you will be proud of. Make the choice that moves you forward. Make the choice that proves you are serious about your dreams. Because if you want to succeed, you can't afford to wait. You can't afford to hope that one day, you'll feel ready. You have to create readiness through action. You have to prove to yourself that you're capable, that you're strong, that you can handle whatever comes your way. And the only way to do that is to act. Today, right now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't hold back. Take the first step. Build momentum. Keep moving. And watch as your life starts to change. Not because you waited for motivation, but because you created it with your own hands, your own discipline, your own relentless action. Number 7. How to stop overthinking and start winning. Success is reserved for those who refuse to back down. For those who decide that no matter how many times they fall, they will rise again. It belongs to those who choose resilience over retreat, courage over comfort, and progress over excuses. The road to greatness is paved with obstacles, but it's also lined with opportunities for those who are bold enough to seize them. And the truth is, life isn't going to hand you success just because you want it. It's going to test you, push you, and challenge you. It's going to ask, how bad do you really want it? And your answer can't be words. It must be action. Relentless, consistent, unstoppable action. You can't wait for the perfect moment, for the ideal situation, for all the stars to align. That day will never come. The people who win in life are the ones who create their moments. They don't wait for an opportunity to knock. They kick the door down and create their own chances. They take risks. They embrace the unknown, and even when fear shows up, they keep moving. Because they know fear is a liar. Fear will tell you to wait. Fear will convince you that you're not ready. Fear will whisper that it's too hard, too risky, too much. But if you listen to fear, you'll stay stuck. You'll stay small, and you'll never know how powerful you truly are. The champions, the leaders, the greats of this world. They felt fear too, but they didn't let it stop them. They felt doubt, but they didn't let it win. They felt the weight of resistance, but they chose to fight. And that fight, that refusal to give up, that's what shaped them. That's what built their strength. That's what turned ordinary people into legends. Because it's not about having no fear. It's about refusing to let fear dictate your life. It's about standing tall, facing it head on, and saying, I'm moving forward anyway. And understand this: every step you take, even the small ones, matters. Every action, every decision, every move forward builds momentum, and momentum is a powerful thing. It turns struggle into strength. It turns hesitation into confidence. It turns weakness into power. The first step is always the hardest. But once you take it, the next one gets easier. And the one after that, easier still. Until suddenly you're running. You're unstoppable. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. But none of that happens if you let fear win. None of it happens if you keep waiting. You've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You've got to train yourself to step into fear, to lean into it, to see it as a sign that you're on the right path. Because fear shows up when you're about to grow. It shows up when you're about to break through. It shows up when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and into your potential. So instead of running from it, chase it. Let fear be your guide. Let it lead you toward the life you've always wanted. And yes, you're going to fail. You're going to fall. You're going to mess up. But that's part of the process. Failure isn't the enemy. Quitting is. Every time you fail, you learn, you grow, you adapt. And that's how you win. Not by avoiding failure, but by facing it, learning from it, and refusing to let it stop you. Because every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every time you fall, it's just another chance to rise stronger, smarter, and more determined. That's how success is built. On the back of failure. On the shoulders of resilience. And don't let the opinions of others hold you back. People are going to doubt you. They're going to tell you it's impossible. They're going to say you're not good enough, smart enough, strong enough. But their doubts are not your truth. Their limitations are not your reality. You don't need their approval. You don't need their permission. You need your own belief, your own drive, your own determination. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, your dreams, your journey. And you get to decide how far you'll go. You get to decide if you'll listen to doubt or defy it. You get to decide if you'll let fear control you, or if you'll break free and chase greatness with everything you've got. Because the greatest regret is not failing. It's never trying. It's looking back and wondering, what if you'd pushed harder? What if you'd taken that chance? What if you'd believed in yourself just a little bit more? Don't live a life of regrets. Live a life of action. Live a life where you gave everything you had, where you chased every dream, where you fought for every goal. Even if you fall short, you'll know you gave it your all. And that's what matters. That's what builds pride. That's what creates a life worth living. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to conquer the mountain in a day. You just have to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Success is a game of inches. It's a game of small wins. It's built in the moments when you choose discipline over comfort, action over excuses, courage over fear. It's built in the mornings when you get up, even though you're tired. In the nights when you keep working, even though you're exhausted. In the days when you keep believing, even though the odds are stacked against you. That's where success is born. In the grind, in the struggle, in the relentless pursuit of something greater. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember why you started. Remember the dream that set your soul on fire. Remember the vision that kept you awake at night. Hold on to that. Let it drive you. Let it push you. Because that dream is worth fighting for. It's worth every sacrifice, every failure, every sleepless night, every painful step. And when you finally reach it, when you finally stand at the top of that mountain, you'll look back and realize that every struggle was worth it. Every battle made you stronger. Every fall taught you how to rise. And you'll know that you didn't get there by luck or chance. You got there because you refused to give up. Because you fought harder, worked longer, and pushed further than anyone else. That's the mindset that builds champions. That's the attitude that creates winners. And that's the energy you need to bring to every single day. So show up, fight hard, push past fear, take action, no matter how small, and keep moving forward. Because success isn't about who's the smartest, the fastest, or the luckiest. It's about who's the most relentless, who's willing to keep going, even when it's hard. Who's willing to stand up one more time, after every fall. Who's willing to bet on themselves, over and over, until they win. Be that person. Be unstoppable. Be relentless. Be the one who doesn't just dream about success but demands it, fights for it, and claims it as their own. Because that's the only way to win. And you've got what it takes. You just have to prove it to yourself and to the world. Number 8. Why comfort is the enemy of success. The moment you decide that you're done accepting average, that's when your life truly begins. It's when you stop waiting for chances and start creating them. When you quit making excuses and start making moves. When you stop fearing failure and start embracing the lessons it brings. Because the truth is, greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work, those who push, those who fight for it every single day, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's painful, even when it feels impossible. That's when greatness is born. Through struggle, through sacrifice, through the relentless pursuit of something bigger than comfort. And yes, it's going to be hard. Growth always is. But the pain of growth is temporary. The pain of regret that lasts forever. It lingers in your mind, reminding you of what could have been, of the chances you didn't take, the steps you didn't make. That's the kind of pain that eats away at you in silence. But the pain of discipline, of pushing through the hard days, that pain transforms you. It shapes you. It builds strength, it builds character, and it leaves you standing taller, stronger, ready for the next challenge. Because success isn't about avoiding pain. It's about choosing which pain you're willing to endure. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. One leads to growth. The other leads to stagnation. You choose. And if you think for a second that it's going to be easy, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. Every dream you chase will come with setbacks. Every goal you pursue will come with challenges. Every step forward will be met with resistance. And that's exactly why most people don't make it. They stop when it gets hard. They quit when it gets uncomfortable. But not you. You're not here to quit. You're not here to settle. You're here to fight, to push, to rise. Because deep down, you know that the struggle is part of the process. You know that every failure is a lesson, every setback is an opportunity, Every obstacle is a chance to grow stronger, and that's why you keep going. That's why you keep fighting. Because you refuse to let circumstances define you. You choose to define yourself. And it's not about motivation. Motivation fades. It's about discipline. It's about showing up, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when no one is giving you credit. It's about pushing forward even when the results don't come as fast as you want. Because that's how success is built, in the silence, in the grind, in the moments when it's just you and your dream. No applause, no recognition, just you, your willpower, and your relentless pursuit of progress. And every single step you take in that silence is a victory. Every single step is progress. Every single step is proof that you're stronger than your excuses, stronger than your doubts, stronger than your fears. You don't need permission to chase your dreams. You don't need approval to pursue greatness. All you need is belief. Belief in yourself, belief in your vision, belief in the possibility that you can turn that vision into reality. And that belief starts with action. Because confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, and you build it by doing the hard things, by facing the fears, by pushing through the pain, by proving to yourself, over and over, that you're capable of more than you thought. That's how confidence is forged, in the fires of adversity, in the heat of challenge, in the moments when giving up feels easier but you choose to keep going anyway. And let's be real, you're going to face doubt from yourself, from others. You're going to hear, you can't do this. You're not good enough, it's impossible, but their doubts don't define you. Their opinions don't shape your reality, only you can do that. Only you can decide whether you let their words break you or build you. You can choose to let their doubts fuel your determination, to let their disbelief light a fire inside you that says, watch me. Because nothing is more satisfying than proving people wrong, not through words but through action, through success, through showing up, every single day and refusing to quit until you get what you came for. And the truth is, you don't have to have it all figured out to start. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know every step of the journey. You just have to start. Start with what you have, start where you are, and trust that as you move forward the path will reveal itself. Clarity comes with action, growth comes with movement, progress comes with consistency. And it's okay if you stumble, it's okay if you fall. What matters is that you keep getting back up, because every time you do, you prove to yourself that you're not done yet, that you've got more fight left in you, that you're still in the game. And remember, it's not about massive leaps, it's about small, consistent steps. It's about stacking one small win on top of another, day after day. It's about choosing progress over perfection, effort over ease, discipline over desire. Because the small wins, they add up, they build momentum, they create habits. And before you know it, those small wins turn into big victories. But it starts with consistency. It starts with refusing to let one bad day define you. Refusing to let one failure convince you to quit. Refusing to let one setback break your spirit. You get up, you show up, you keep going. That's how you win. And if you're waiting for the perfect moment, you're going to be waiting forever. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The right time is now. The opportunity is now. The chance to change your life is right here in this moment, with the decisions you make today. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop letting fear hold you back. Because every day you wait is a day you lose. A day you could have been growing. A day you could have been moving closer to your dream. Don't let time slip through your fingers. Take control. Take action. And build the life you want. One step at a time. Because when it's all said and done, you'll realize that the fight was worth it. The struggle was worth it. The pain, the sacrifice, the long nights, the early mornings, it was all worth it. Because it shaped you into who you are. It forged you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone unstoppable. And that's the kind of life that leaves a legacy. That's the kind of life that inspires others. That's the kind of life that proves that success isn't just for the lucky or the privileged. It's for the fighters, the relentless, the ones who refuse to give up. So decide right now. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be the person who lets fear win, who lets excuses rule, who settles for comfort? Or are you going to be the person who steps up, who faces fear head-on, who embraces the challenge, and fights for greatness? The choice is yours. The life you want is on the other side of that choice. So make it count. Fight for it, work for it, and never stop until you've claimed it. Because you were made for more. You were made for greatness. And it's time to prove it, not to anyone else, but to yourself.
Number 9. The battle inside: how winners defeat self-doubt. The moment you realize that the life you're dreaming about is not something that just happens, but something you create through action, everything shifts. Your mindset, your focus, your entire perspective on what's possible for you transforms in an instant. It's like stepping into a new reality, where success is not a distant goal but an inevitable outcome of your choices, your discipline, and your relentless drive. You stop thinking about how hard it is and start focusing on how much stronger you're becoming. Every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every moment spent working toward your goal brings you one step closer to the life you've always wanted. And the secret? It's not some magical formula. It's you. It's your determination. It's the work you put in even when no one's watching, even when the results don't show up immediately, even when it feels like you're pushing against a wall that won't move. That's when the real growth happens. And that's what makes success inevitable. When you commit to something greater than yourself, something beyond just the daily grind, something that challenges you to rise above your current limits, that's when things change. Success doesn't come from comfort. It comes from the moments where you feel like giving up but decide to push through. Success comes from the sleepless nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices you make when you could be resting, the times when you choose to give more, even when you're running on empty. Every time you push past what you thought was your limit, you expand your potential. You open the door to a future that looks more like your dreams than your fears. The truth is, most people don't ever reach their fullest potential because they stop too soon. They quit when it gets tough, when the journey isn't as glamorous as they imagined, but that's the moment when the winners separate from the quitters. That's when you make the decision to rise up and keep going, even when everything inside of you is screaming to stop. And let me tell you something, when you keep going, even when it's hard, that's when the magic happens. Every day you show up, you're building your future. Each decision you make is shaping the person you are becoming. And when you stop seeing life as a series of random events and start seeing it as a series of intentional decisions, everything changes. You realize that you have control. You realize that the power to change your circumstances is already within you. It's in your actions. It's in the habits you form. It's in the discipline you build. It's in the way you respond to adversity. Life doesn't happen to you, you happen to life. When you realize that there's no limit to what you can achieve. Success doesn't just land in your lap, it's built. It's earned day by day, step by step, through consistent action. And that's the key. It's not about doing everything at once, it's about doing something every day. The small steps, the daily commitment, the unwavering consistency, it all adds up. One day you'll look back and realize that all those small actions were what led to the big breakthroughs, the big wins, the success you've always dreamed of. And let's be honest, the journey is never easy. There will be days when you feel like you're stuck, days when it feels like you're not making any progress, days when doubt creeps in and tries to steal your belief. But here's the thing, it's not about the days you feel like you're moving forward. It's about the days when you feel like quitting but you choose to keep going anyway. Every day that you push through the challenges, even when it feels like nothing is happening, you are building resilience. You are conditioning yourself to handle the inevitable obstacles that come with success. Because it's not the easy path that creates greatness. It's the difficult one. The one that forces you to grow. The one that makes you stronger. And every time you feel like giving up but choose not to, you're creating the foundation of the life you've always wanted. It's important to remember that success isn't a straight line, it's messy. It's filled with twists, turns, setbacks, and detours. But that's what makes the journey worthwhile. If success were easy, it wouldn't be as sweet. If you didn't have to fight for it, you wouldn't appreciate it as much.
The struggles you face along the way are what shape you into the person capable of handling the success you're about to achieve. And that's why you have to trust the process. Trust that every step, no matter how small, is leading you closer to where you want to be. Even on the days when it feels like you're not getting any closer, trust that your effort is building momentum. And one day, all of that effort will come together. The results will show up. The breakthroughs will happen. The success will be yours. But it all starts with one thing: your decision to never give up. Your decision to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. Your decision to show up, even when you don't feel like it. Because that's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The willingness to keep going when everyone else gives up. And this is the most important part of the journey. The commitment, the decision to keep going, even when it feels like nothing is working. Because when you make that decision, when you commit to the grind, that's when you unlock the doors to unlimited potential. That's when you become unstoppable. Success is not a one-time achievement. It's a habit. It's a lifestyle. And that's why it's not enough to just have a goal. You need the mindset that is willing to do whatever it takes, even when it's uncomfortable. That's what makes success sustainable. Because when you build that mindset, when you condition yourself to keep pushing, even when the world tells you to stop, that's when you truly start living the life you've always dreamed of. This journey you're on isn't for the faint of heart. It's not for the people who are looking for shortcuts, who are trying to get something for nothing. This journey is for the ones who are willing to put in the work, who are willing to fight for what they want, who are willing to endure the struggle and come out stronger on the other side. Success isn't handed to you, it's earned. And it's earned through dedication, consistency, and the willingness to keep going, no matter how tough it gets. So don't stop now. Keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting for your dreams. Because on the other side of this journey, there is a life you've always wanted, a life you deserve, and all you have to do is show up and keep moving forward.
Number 10. The discipline trick winners use every day. Success is not just a destination. It's a journey. And you are the one who gets to define the path. Every single day is an opportunity to move one step closer to the greatness that is waiting for you. Imagine for a second what it would feel like to wake up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing that you are taking control of your life, shaping your destiny, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. That feeling is within your reach. And it starts with the simple decision to stop playing small, to stop waiting for the perfect moment, and to step into the power of who you are right now. The world needs the best version of you, and it's time to give it everything you've got. You see, there's something powerful that happens when you stop waiting for permission and start taking action. You stop feeling stuck, and you start moving forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take is one step closer to the person you've always wanted to become. The truth is, most people are too afraid to step into their full potential because they believe they're not ready or that they're not good enough. But let me tell you something. You'll never feel ready. You'll never feel like you've got everything figured out. That's the myth that holds people back. The reality is that you only need to start. Once you take that first step, you begin to see progress, and you build momentum. And with momentum comes confidence. With confidence comes clarity. With clarity comes the ability to move forward with purpose. You might not know exactly where the road is going, but you know that it's leading you somewhere better than where you are right now. The key is taking action, no matter how small, every single day. That's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. And guess what? You are an achiever in the making. It doesn't matter where you are right now or how far you think you have to go. What matters is that you decide to stop letting fear control you and take the next step toward your greatness. Think about all the dreams you've had, all the goals you've set, and all the things you want to achieve. Now think about how many times you've held yourself back, thinking you weren't ready or that the timing wasn't right. But here's the thing. There will never be a perfect moment. There will always be challenges. There will always be distractions, and there will always be reasons to wait. But waiting won't get you anywhere. Action will. You have to commit to the process, to trust that even when things aren't perfect, they are still moving you forward. You have to stop allowing your doubts and fears to dictate your decisions. When you choose to take action in the face of uncertainty, you create a new reality for yourself. You decide that you are worthy of success, and that nothing is going to stand in your way. It's not always going to be easy,
but nothing worthwhile ever is. The struggles and setbacks will come, but they will only make you stronger. And when you reach your goals, you'll look back and realize that it was the hard work, the sacrifice, and the perseverance that made the victory so sweet. This is your life. It's time to stop sitting on the sidelines and waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. It's time to take full ownership of your future and start making things happen. You have everything inside of you to create the life you want. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to step out of your comfort zone and take bold action. The sooner you realize that success is not something that is given to you, but something you create with your decisions and your actions, the sooner you'll start to see the results you've been waiting for. Your potential is limitless, but it's up to you to unlock it. And the key to unlocking it is simple: action. Every small action you take, every step you make in the direction of your dreams builds momentum. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you are telling the universe that you are ready for what's coming next. And believe me, when you show the world that you're ready, the world will start to show up for you. Opportunities will appear. The right people will come into your life. The doors that were once closed to you will start to open. You don't need to know exactly how everything is going to unfold. You just need to take the next step. It doesn't matter if you're unsure. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're not ready. It only matters that you move. The moment you take action, you shift your energy. You move from a place of waiting and wishing to a place of creating and doing. And that's when the magic happens. That's when you realize that everything you need to succeed is already inside you. The talent, the passion, the drive, it's all there. What's left is to tap into it. And the only way to do that is through action. The path to success isn't linear. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. But every step you take is leading you closer to the person you are meant to become. Don't be afraid of the bumps along the way. Don't be afraid of the challenges that will test you. They are not there to break you. They are there to make you stronger. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow, to develop new skills, and to become more resilient. And when you push through the tough times, you'll emerge on the other side stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever thought possible. Success isn't a one-time event. It's the culmination of every decision you make, every action you take, every day you commit to doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. The key to success is showing up, no matter what. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve the dreams you've been thinking about for years, it's time to take action. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more excuses. Your future is created by the actions you take today. The only thing standing between you and your goals is the decision to act. So ask yourself this: what are you willing to do today to move closer to your dreams? What small action can you take right now that will create a ripple effect and move you one step closer to the life you've always wanted? The time to act is now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Take the step, make the move, and watch how your life begins to transform right before your eyes. Your success is waiting for you, and it starts with the decision to take action. The only question is, are you ready to take it?